Have you ever had the feeling that you were in the right place at the right time and for the right reason? A few months ago, I was driving my brand new car, my dream car actually, when another vehicle crashed into me head on. The driver was looking in one direction and driving in another. Fortunately, we were both fine. When I got out of my car to approach her, she was sobbing hysterically. Instinctively, I hugged her. She apologized for running into me and said that she was distracted. Turns out that morning she had buried her 6-year-old son, who had died suddenly the week before. She told me how she was struggling to cope. For the next 2 hours, as the police and emergency vehicles and tow trucks came and went, we sat on the curb and talked about her son, her loss, and about life in general. It felt like providence that fate put me literally in her path that day. I've often found myself right where I'm supposed to be, and I believe I was meant to be on that curb with her that day. We've all had fate crash into us over the last few years, sometimes in good ways and sometimes in bad. I remember vividly when the pandemic first took hold. Members huddled in page conversations to find answers that couldn't come quickly enough. And then not long after, George Floyd was murdered. Like so many, I was hurting. And I also knew the importance of the moment. As your chair, it was pivotal. I felt both the responsibility and the privilege before me to step up and lead in a way I never saw coming. I was also fearful to share my raw emotions. It felt risky to be so bare, so vulnerable, to lean into it and ask you to do the same. I thought you might not understand, but you did. And from that moment on, I knew we were all in this together. I'm grateful for you and grateful that fate put me here to be Paige's leader over the past 2 years, to sit with you on that proverbial curb as we fought through the challenges, questions, and uncertainty. A time when we were needed most by one another, our families, our colleagues, and our companies. You became my inspiration, and it was and is a great source of pride to be among you. Now I find myself trying to figure out how to wrap up the last 2 years. I've been procrastinating about this message for more than a month. Then it hit me, no pun intended. Words of wisdom. That's what's needed. So I thought I'd share wise words from one of my favorite writers and poets. I have two, E. E. Cummings and Dr. Seuss. Yes, you heard me correctly. And I've decided to go with Dr. Seuss's Oh, the Places You Will Go, because we are still on a journey to envision and create the future for our profession. It's a read between the lines sort of thing, but I think you'll get my message. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Oh, the places you'll go, there is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. It has been an honor and privilege to be your chair. Oh, and before I forget, thank you also for your unending patience and kindness as these two Zoom bombed our meetings at every turn. Thank you.